Disappointing afternoon for your side.
Yeah, I was more sad than disappointing. I just thought that a few of the boys have lost their confidence, lost any sort of potency that we had previously. We don't look a threat at the moment, and we don't look a threat in the attacking third really, and we don't look solid in our defending third at this moment in time. So we've got to, obviously we've talked about that, but at the end of the day, sometimes some players prove that they're not good enough over a period of time to play at this level, and that's what we've got to keep an eye on, and we can't do anything until the transfer window anyway, so we've just got to keep going and keep trying to play the best team we've got available to us.
Have you made your mind up about something that they're not good enough?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Only because of the consistency. Sometimes they, and some that you've made your mind up could suddenly become consistent. I don't know, but of course, in your mind, you've got the lads that you know that are this level and can create a difference at this level, and that's what a couple of their players did. A couple of their lads, two lads up front, worked well, and they took their chances at the right time, and we had the one chance that was a bit scrappy anyway.
Are you going to have to be ruthless now with them? Are you going to have to get a bit more, get tough with them?
Well, I'd love to, but you can't get tough on somebody that might not be good enough for this level. So I've got to try and help them bring out their best game at the moment, because not many of them are bringing out their best game. Some of them have lost their confidence. Some of them have never played this amount of games at this intensity and this level before, and that's showing at the moment. Squad numbers are sort of pretty thin with the injuries that we got and the suspensions that we had and got. So I've just got, it's down to the management now. We got to work hard and make sure that the few that can compete at this level, that as soon as we can get in some lads that can join them and be good enough to cause a problem in this league.
Is it the sudden drop that's concerned you? Considering where you were against Crewe and even against Portsmouth, and then
it seems to
just have dropped so suddenly.
Yeah, well, it's just over a week ago, wasn't it? So, but therein lies the problem. It's the inconsistency. And it's I keep saying it's a mental game as much as it is a physical game, and we didn't show either today. Funny enough for them, we was out mentality today, and we was out fault. I thought they were stronger where they needed to be.
Lost Dan Holman in the first half, and is that a concern? Did he seem to take a bang on his ankle then?
Yeah, well, he's gone over on his ankle, so. Obviously we left him out there. The physio wanted him a couple of minutes, but we could see he wasn't moving properly, and took him off. But it's in plaster at the moment. He's gone over in it, so that's a few weeks. A few weeks he couldn't afford really, because he wasn't ready. But we were trying to get him ready in games. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for him, and he's going to be out for another few weeks.
And then you made a change at half-time. He's a Solomon coming on Jack Bartram. Was that a tactical? Was that an injury for Bart?
No, I just felt that we wasn't doing anything on that right-hand side. Absolutely nothing. And I thought we looked slow, we looked cumbersome on the day, and I had to make a couple of changes. And I thought, I've got a player there from Aston Villa who's quite athletic. Let's see if he can get up and down. And it's really about that now. There's some lads that don't look after themselves as well as others. That don't mean to say they're totally unprofessional, but it does mean they've got to look after themselves a little bit more to play the sort of game that I'm looking for.
Go to Sutton next week in the FA Cup, and that's almost like a free shot, really, isn't it? A chance maybe to get some confidence back.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would have thought. They'd be quite confident at the moment if they'd watched a couple of our games, but you're right, it's a different mental state. We can go into that fresh, and as a club we want to make sure we get through this round. So I've got to do my best to pick out the right team for the right competition at the right time.
Last one from me. 3 wins in 19 games is the bottom line of it, where we are now. How concerned are you about the general situation, league table and all that?
Yeah, well, we're 18 games and we're second from bottom of the league on whatever it is, 18 points. So what we can't do is, of course, we're down there now. You know, we needed to have won our last couple of games, which we were hoping to do. Obviously, the lads didn't quite handle that. And now we're down at the bottom, and we got to fight to get above that line now, and that's what we'll do. And, there's plenty of time to get out of it. There's a lot of other teams that are on poor form at the moment, and we just hope that they carry on their poor form a lot longer than us.
Thanks, Gary.
No problem.
Do you have in your head now how many you'd like to bring in January? How many? Is wholesale major surgery needed, or is it a bit of tinkering?
I think it's not wholesale surgery, but it's not just tinkering either. You know, I think we've got to find those people, if we can, that will do a job at this level, sort of thing. You know, I don't want to say I'm getting rid of everybody, because there's a few of them that can play at this level, given better quality around them, or a bigger squad with quality, if you like. And really that's our aim, and that's what we'll try and do, and only time will tell, but we'll bring in as many as we need if we can.
And are you going to look to do that quite quickly? Are you going to be working, and Pete going to be working throughout almost December to get ready to strike quite early? Yeah,
of course we will, because what you're trying to do is we always get those types of players in a week or two early, so that they, before they just get thrown into the team, they can see what we're doing. So that's what we're asking people for, and obviously there's other inquiries. We don't suddenly think, oh, it's January soon, we better start looking. We've already done that, and then you have to do the negotiating. You have to talk to players' agents, the clubs, and all that sort of thing, and also realise that all the other clubs are probably looking at players as well. So we've just got to do our job and try and bring in a bit more of a quality squad in total.
Obviously, next week's game on the artificial pitch, is this week going to be different in training, geared to that, or are you going to have to do more remedial work after today?
No, we've got to put that to bed for a little while. We'll probably do a little review just to show what we've told them at the end of the game, and then brush them down, and then you're preparing for the FA Cup. So we've got a couple of sessions we've got 4 sessions next week on AstroTurf. So we think that should just about be enough and just about right to have been prepared for the Sutton game.
How different do you think it's going to be on that surface?
It's always different. There's no sliding tackles and all that sort of thing. If you make a last-ditch tackle, you're going to get a bit of a grass burn. So it makes you stay on your feet. Generally, there's a bit more sort of passing to each other, because the ball does skip off sometimes, especially if it's a bit wet. We've trained on it before. I've just got to see which ones can and can't play on it, and I'll know that for sure. Obviously before we start on Monday, but and then I'll have to pick a team from whoever looks like they can do something on that surface.
Alex Cooper not involved in the squad today. Is he just still, again, not quite there in terms of fitness?
He came back into training and felt it slightly again. So there's another one you've sort of lost, really. So unfortunately, I can't see him being involved between now and January anyway.
Do you think that might be the end for him then? In terms of,
listen, I've got to talk to other people first before I tell you.
Yeah.
I'll let speak, but the lads know that eventually I'll be trying to help some of them move on, because that's our job, to try and do that, because we don't really want to be left with anyone that I'm looking at as to not wanting to bring on or not wanting to start in the first team. I want a bigger problem than I've got now.
Just finally, is it almost you selling them in the next 4 or 5 weeks? This group won the league last year. Don't let it sort of fall apart because of what's happening at the moment. You've got one more chance to be the champion still and go and prove yourself in this league.
Well, listen, most of these lads have been a credit to this football club. and I felt they deserved what I'm doing for them and trying to help them and giving a lot of them games in the Football League, making them Football League players. Some have not quite lived up to it. And eventually they'll find their level, whether it's lower than our level, or whether it's higher than our level. And that's how you have to work it. But you know, they deserve the opportunity, and I feel we've been giving them that, and it's proved at this moment in time to be not good enough.
Would you change anything you did in the summer with the benefit of hindsight, or is that just impossible to say?
Listen, it's impossible to say, isn't it? All I know is that those lads gave our football club everything at that time. All through the season, I was saying that, you know, I will give them that opportunity in the Football League. So you can't then whip the carpet from under their feet and go, no, I didn't mean it. Do you know what I mean? So otherwise nobody's going to believe you ever again. So we've done that. You know, at the moment, I hope that, you know, it's great that we had 200 supporters here. I hope they don't give up on us just yet. You know, they've had the game at home, which was poor. We've had this game that's poor, but Saturday's another day, and we'll find a team to compete eventually.
Thank you, Gary.
No problem.
Cheers.